Hello, students. Good morning to all of you. We have finished our first chapter, that was Nature and Significance of the Management, in which we have studied regarding the management, its objective, its nature, and its merits, and also its functions, that how a management plays a vital role in achieving the organizational goal effectively and efficiently. But as we know that if any organization is running, if any organization is existing, their management is required, and for each and every management there must be some guidelines, and that guidelines are known as the principle. So without the principle, it is quite impossible to perform any task on a particular and perfect way. So today we will start the next chapter, that is principle of management. In this chapter we will learn about the principle of management given by different management individual or scholars, whose principles are contributing in successful achievement of organizational goal nowadays. So before knowing about those people, first of all we have to learn something basic terms regarding principles of management, regarding its nature and significance. So let's start the term. First of all, as we know that principle, here principle means the terms, guidelines, ideologies I am talking about. I am not talking about the post. So principle is a kind of statement or guidelines given by any individual or organization for completion of any particular action. Suppose that we can also say it as a statement of universal truth, or a statement of a particular truth, or rules and regulation. Like whenever we move on the road side, we often used to move in the left side because this is the rule. So principles are a set of rules and regulation, guidelines through which action can be performed. Now here in principle of managements are broad and general guidelines for managerial decision making and behavior. Suppose that if any manager is there in the management for taking some decisions, then there must be a guideline for them also. A manager cannot go beyond the guidelines. He cannot form any kind of guidelines without the authenticity of that guideline on the approaches of the goal. So whenever a manager is taking decision, they must have to follow the principle of the management. So it is a general guideline for all. Now nature of principle of management we have to study, because until or unless we don't know its nature, it is quite impossible to follow it properly and regularly. So first of all, we have a sound knowledge regarding the principle of management related to its nature and significance. So now let's study nature of principle of management. The first nature of principle of management is universal applicability. That is, it can be applied in all types of organization. It does not mean that only few organization will follow some principle of management and other will not follow the principle of management. So each and every organization will follow the principle of management. It may be some alteration, some changes in the terms related to that according to the requirement of the organization, but the basics will be same. Next is general guidelines. Whatever guidelines are given in the principle of management, they are general for all. It means for any kind of decision making, it is a kind of ready-made solution for each and every organization, but it will depends on the environmental situation of that particular organization, because there may be a number of situation in the organization, and it is quite impossible to write a guideline for each and every kind of situation, but some ideal situation can be explained, and according to that the guideline according to that guideline organization can take other decisions. Next is formed by practice and experimentation. As we know that without the practice and experimentation it is quite impossible to know about the situation, because we can't think that the people who did not face the challenges, they can explain the challenges well. For explaining the challenges, for explaining the environmental situation, for explaining the business policies and terms, they must have to face the challenges, the risk available in the business. So until or unless facing the challenges, it is quite impossible. So it is the matter of practice and experiment. If any manager is going to make any kind of experiment or a research, then they must have the practice on it. They must have faced some challenges so that they can develop a new thought for creating a principle of management. Next is flexible. Principle of management is not rigid at all. So many times we think that whatever we have put as the general guideline in the business, that is fixed, that is rigid, no one can change, even though there is no flexibility in the situation. But principle of management does not allow, does not say regarding the fixation and rigidity. It always says that the principles must be flexible and it must be changed according to the situation, according to the time. That's why it is also suitable for dynamic situation of organizational change. If any organizational change occurred, if any environmental change occurred, there must be flexibility, and this is the flexibility who make the changes easy. So principle of management is flexible. Next is, it is mainly behavioral. Behavioral means it is aimed at influencing complex human behavior. They are behavioral in nature. It means, as we know that sometimes the human behavior is too much complex, and this is the management who has to think about the human behavior and human nature, because until or unless we don't know about the human nature and human behavior, it is quite impossible to create an influence on them. So for creating influence, we must have to learn about the human behavior, and on the basis of human behavior, management principles are drawn. So we can say that it is completely based on behavioral activity of human being, how they behave. Like sometimes the temperament of human being become too much higher, the anger of the human being become much more, and in that situation the management tries to learn about them. So it is completely behavioral study. Next is cause and effect relationship. Management principle always try to establish the relation between cause and its effect, because whenever any management principle is applied by any managers, they must have to think about the application, the cause of the application of that particular principle or guideline, and what will be its effect on the performance of employees, performance of work, achievement of goal, etc. So effect and causes must be correlated before the application of, and management principle has drawn by using the similar situation of effect and cause, in which situation, in which causes, which principle or which terms can be used to solve the problem. Next is contingent. Contingent, as we know that contingent means a kind of sudden situation. For each and every organization, management keeps some Ramvan or Brahmastra for handling the present situation which occurs due to sudden changes. So for handling these situations, management must keep some capsules, which capsules are going to be used for getting their achievement, for getting their achieving the goal in proper way. These capsules are used. So I think you all are now clear regarding the principle of management, its nature. Now we will study significance of principle of management. In this significance, we learn some uses of principle of management. How does it will be, how does it affect the work, how it is useful for us or for management. So first is providing managers with useful insight to into reality. In principle of management, it guides the manager to take right decision at right time by improving their knowledge, ability, understanding of various managerial situation and circumstances. Because until or unless the ability of the managers are not improving, then the guidelines given by the principle of management, given in the principle of management, will not help to handle the situation and condition of the business in a proper way. So, this is the management principle which provides or which helps or which guide the managers to take appropriate decision on the at right time for achieving the organizational goal. Next is optimum utilization of resources. Management always emphasis on optimum utilization of resources. It means the resources must be used with less wastage, because as we know that resources are scarce or limited, and we have to fulfill our all the desire, all the needs with this limited resource. So resources must be utilized optimally. Optimally means in context of maximum, how much it can be used by making less to less wastage. We can also use the term that resources must be coordinated with the physical and financial and human resources. It means it is the human resource which are going to make the other resources effective. So there must be a coordination between physical, financial and human resource. Physical resource means kind of machine technologies. Suppose that if the employee is working on machine and a new machine has been taken by the organization, but they don't know how to operate it, then it is quite impossible to operate it effectively. And the resources, it means other resources like raw materials and things, can be utilized in perfect way. So optimum utilization of resources and effective administration must be there. Effective administration means sometimes the subordinates need the help or the guideline of from the administration, so to achieve the goal. Next is scientific decision. Scientific decision means that principle of management is based on realistic, balanced and free from personal biasness, because it is not based on personal biasness, and it must create a kind of balanced situation. It must be related to a realistic environment but not imaginary environment. Next is meeting the changing environmental requirement. As we have already discussed in nature of management, principle of management, that the principle of management is always dynamic, and since it is dynamic, it try to meet all the environmental change, all the changes occurred due to environmental change. Sorry, all the requirements occurred due to change in environment. So this is the management principle which helps the organization to create a dynamic organization and effective organization, sorry, it is the management principle which helps to create a dynamic organization which can implement the changes easily whenever it is required. Next is fulfilling social responsibility. Each and every organization must have to fulfill their social responsibility because they know they get the nourishment from the society. They get each and everything, either it is about the resources like human resource or physical resource, or other resources like cooperation from the society. They are getting their development in the society. So for development, for the development of the society they are also responsible. Therefore principle of management not only help in achieving organizational goal but also give some guidelines to manager in performing social responsibility too, like equity and fair remuneration. Suppose that if workers are appointed or subordinates are appointed on same job requirement or same job portfolio, their remuneration must be equal and fair for all. Next is management training, education and research. Management principle emphasizes that time to time each and every managers required to get some training and education, and not only managers but also the subordinates who are working on achieving the organizational goal. So on especially on functional level management or on lower level management, the management training, education and research are mandatory, which will help to create some future managers, specialists, and to achieve the organizational goal. So dear students, now I think you all have got it. Thank you.